guy told me about another electrolyte replacement. It doesn't work for me because coconut water makes me gag. Hi guys. So with my POTS diagnosis, the two, I guess, biggest therapy type things that you can change to help with the POTS is salt intake, which is hard for me because of all the GI side effects and gastroparesis. Well, that's attractive. There we go. So diet portion is always gonna be my hardest component, but I'm working on that part of it. So lots and lots and lots of salt, and they also talk about lots of water, or, you know, electrolytes, whatnot. My exercise guy told me about another electrolyte replacement. It doesn't work for me because coconut water makes me gag. But it may work for somebody else. So as opposed to doing Gatorade, which is what I have to do, and it's fine with me because I like how Gatorade tastes. So his is, it's a third water, a third coconut water, and a third something else I don't remember. Let me see if I wrote it down. Oh, fruit juice. Any kind of fruit juice. So any kind of coconut water, any kind of fruit juice, and then water. So a third, and a third, and then you put it in the fridge to get it really, really cold. I've tried about 3 different versions of it. I just cannot handle coconut water. I want to because it sounds so like magical, and it's just super gross to me. I just don't like it. But for anybody else that really likes coconut water and needs help with electrolyte replacement, not real fond of Gatorade, or don't want the other, you know, the extra sugar or whatnot that goes with it, that's a good option for you. So for exercise, so I did the metabolic stress test, and I'll link that above, or I'll link it in the description box below for that video. And then once I had that, I met with my exercise guy. So he is over the exercise portion of my cardiology program. And based off of my metabolic stress test, my kind of target heart rate is 136 to 154 beats per minute. And that's for me just because I've got tachycardia. I have a higher resting heart rate anyways, and so my target rate for exercise is going to be higher than some people, probably lower than some people as well. So the program that we came up with is based off of the metabolic stress test, and then obviously me having a big conversation with my exercise guy. And so I'm going to tell you about the plan that we have in place for me. Obviously it's different for everybody, but I figured it would kind of give you guys some kind of an idea, like for the other people that have POTS. And so it's on like a 1-week schedule. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday I do cardio. And it starts very, very short, very, very low impact, because my body is so run down from everything. So you do the same kind of things that you do for like regular exercise. So you need to warm up for 5 or 10 minutes, you do the exercises that you're gonna do, and then you need to cool down for, you know, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever you have, depending upon how high or low impact you're doing. For my cardio, I have several things that I can do. If I'm walking, I can go about 2 to 3 miles per hour, but I only go, to start with, I went 5 minutes at a time. I would rest, and then I would go another 5 minutes, and then I would rest, and then I would go another 5 minutes. So a total of 15 minutes, but rest in between the sets. I also have, it's hard for walking right now. I'm in Texas, it's 115 degrees, quite a few days, and me getting overheated is really bad. Crashing isn't a good idea. It just kind of, it doesn't set you back in your exercise. I was told it just doesn't get you advantages. So the last thing you want to do is push yourself too hard and then completely crash, and then you're down for the count and you feel horrible. I have an elliptical that I have in my living room, so I can listen to music, I can watch TV, I can whatever. My elliptical is a hybrid, so it's a regular elliptical, but it also has a bike seat on it, so I have the ability, the elliptical portion of it for right now is too hard for me. It overtaxes my body and my heart, and so right now I am actually doing the bike portion of it. So I sit down, and instead of walking for 5 minutes, I bike pedal for 5 minutes. And I have like a poor man's Fitbit that I just bought off of Amazon just so it'll give me a heart rate. I've got a pulse ox too, but the Fitbit thing works a little bit easier for doing the exercises. So you want to get into your target heart rate for the time that you are exercising. So I set a timer, bike pedal for 5 minutes, stop for a couple minutes, bike pedal for 5 minutes, stop for a couple minutes, bike pedal for 5 minutes, and then I'm done. I have a chart that I keep, and the chart lists date, activity, so what you did, duration, RPE, which is a scale up there about how hard or easy the workout was. So it gives you kind of a quantitative amount that you can see from the, when you start, and hopefully progressively, I got blurry again, stop. Okay, it's good. So hopefully from when you start, you can look, you know, week to week to week, and you can see, hopefully, that it gets easier even though you're increasing the length of time that you're working out. It also has, how did you feel, or how did it feel, like how did the exercises feel when you were doing them. I've had a really rough go of it the last few months, so a lot of mine say tough after a long day, pretty awful, had med complications today, so felt really bad, shaky but okay, hard, awful, easy, too hot and exhausted. So I mean, there's no point in lying to yourself or lying to the form. So if it's awful, put that it's awful. If it's easy, put that it's easy. And then you also put target heart rate, at least for the cardio days. So again, my cardio days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I have strength days. Oh, and something else that my exercise guy told me about is there's something called cooling vests, which I'd never heard of before. I've looked them up, and there's tons of different kinds. So it's like a vest that you can wear, and some of them have like ice packs inside. Some of them have gel packs inside that you can freeze. The ice obviously doesn't stay as long as the gel does, stay cold as long as the gel does. But for really, really hot climates like here, it would definitely be an option. For me, for right now, it's not a good option for me to be outside because getting overheated makes everything worse for me. So I have decided until the temperatures get into some kind of normal range, or not, you know, horrible range, I'm gonna do all of my stuff inside. It just makes me feel more comfortable, and the last thing that I need is to cause myself more damage while I'm trying to help myself. So cardio activities, walking like on a treadmill, walking outside, the elliptical bike. I can actually do the full elliptical, but I have to take 2 minutes off my time to be able to do that, and that didn't seem like it was giving me as much cardio workout, so I had opted to do just the bicycle part. You can swim. He even talked about, you know, getting in a bathtub of water and kicking your legs, which I thought was interesting. So any kind of cardio stuff all contributes. So 5 minutes at a time, 3 times, with rest in between. And then for my strength exercises, he gave me a list of what I can do. So I can do heel raises, I can do leg lifts, front, back, side. I can do modified plank. So instead of plank on the ground, I do it on an elevated surface, normally on a bed. So for heel raises, I do 2 sets of 10. For modified plank, I hold for 5 seconds, and then I do that 5 times. Pointer exercise is kind of like yoga. So you're on all fours and you raise like your right arm and your left leg goes out behind you, or your left arm and your right leg goes out behind you. For that you do it 5 times, but you do it 2 sets of 5. So anything upper body lifting, he said start with a little bit of weight and you can go up from there. So I get 2 big cans of soup and that's all I do. JT's got hand weights, and so I could do hand weights as well. And you just, you know, you lift them up or you lift them out. You can do curls. Anything regular lifting is super awesome. And then for lifting, I do 2 sets of 15. So, and then 1 day a week, normally Sunday, is a long workout. So the long workout is like 8 to 10 minutes of whatever cardio exercise that you're doing. And so that program you do for 2 weeks. And then at the end of 2 weeks, when you start on your 3rd week, or you start on your 5th week, or you start on your 7th week, you add. So for cardio, if we're doing, you know, 5 minutes 3 times, the next, after 2 weeks, we'll add a minute and still do it 3 times. So instead of 5 minutes, we would do it 6 minutes 3 times. And then 2 weeks after that, it would be 7 minutes and 3 sets. For strength exercises, it kind of depends on what it is. So for like ball squats, which is like you put a yoga ball in the small of your back and up against a wall, and you put your legs out and you bend down and then you roll back up and you bend down and roll back up. That or heel raises. So you do it 2 times above 10. After 2 weeks you would do 2 times, but you would do 15 at a time. For modified plank, if you're holding it 5 seconds 5 times, you add 5 seconds every 2 weeks. So it would be, you would hold it for 10 seconds and you would do that 5 times. For pointer exercises, you do 10 sets, 10 sets 2 times. On that second set of weeks. And so originally you did 5 and you did that twice, and now you'll do 10 and you do it twice. For upper body lifting, anything like that, you would do 15 reps two times, and then 2 weeks it would go up to 15 times, but you would do it 3 times, and then you would add 10. This one's a little bit different. So for lifting, it goes from, so if you do 15 reps twice, you could actually do 25 reps 3 times. And that's for the same weight. And then if you go up in weight of what you're actually lifting, he said go back and do like 3 sets of 15 reps, and then you can add 10 from there. I know everybody's different, but this just gives you an idea of what I'm doing. So I've done 3 weeks so far. I've only missed 1 day. One day I was really sick and I had nothing left, and so I didn't even do any of the easy strength stuff. But every other day I've done it, and so it's harder than I expected, even with how simple the things are. I know it's really hard, especially with how with my nutrition being so low, obviously it makes a big difference as to what I can and can't do, but I've got to start somewhere, and so I'm starting here and I'm doing the best that I can, and hopefully, you know, with several more weeks, you know, I'll be able to see a difference, a positive difference that it's gonna make. So cross my fingers, cross my fingers, cross my fingers. You know, and I'm more than willing to put the work in to feel better down the road. So I'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully it'll be good. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.